Hey, what's up everybody? Today is February 16th, 2022. There have been some talks in the Indian motorcycle community about what bikes are getting ready to launch, what to expect, what other bikes are going to be based on. So I wanted to talk quickly over this and just give my thoughts and talk about what some other people are saying online to see if maybe it'll match up whenever Indian does launch the bike. So the first article that I want to talk about with this bike is the one from Cycle World. The headline is New Indian Motorcycle Pursuit Model Details Emerge. It was written by their author Ben Purvis on February 8th. I've known about this bike for a little while just because our owner is pretty heavily involved at the dealership with Indian. He didn't spoil anything, but Indian at the OEM level did, however, file for patents for the Pursuit and the Guardian name rights. So we definitely have that to go off of, and based on a lot of speculation, it looks like the Pursuit is going to be the first one that they crank out before the Guardian. They might drop them both at the same time, but it's looking like the Pursuit is their main task right now. According to the article, they trademarked the Pursuit name almost 2 years ago. To this date, there are no photos, no leaks of any sort like that, but we do have a couple of patent images and rough sketches for what it might look like, and I don't know how accurate they are, and I'm going to kind of talk a little bit on that. So this is another article from topspeed.com. This one was written by Harry Fisher, and it says, bigger and heavier than the Challenger using the same engine. And you can see from this photo right here that it does in fact have a radiator in the front. It's also got lower fairings, and it looks like a batwing fairing is being used here. I don't think that's what the bike is going to come with. I think it's going to be a fixed fairing just like you have on the Challenger. And the reason I think that is because some of the specifications on the length and the wheelbase kind of fall hand in hand with the Challenger. To me, this fairing looks really similar from the company that got absorbed by Indian, which was Victory. And if you look at these photos here, you can see where I'm coming up with that, right? There's a Cyclops headlight, the fairing kind of comes out at first and then swoops back. Cyclops headlight, fairing comes in at first and then swoops back. For all you Victory guys out there, don't get your hopes up. I don't think Indian will be bringing this fairing back, although if they do, it's not a bad look. I think it looks pretty aggressive and pretty slick, so it would be cool if they did bring something like this back, but for what I think the Pursuit is going to be, this fairing would not be ideal. Further in the article, you can see that the new models will use a 108 cubic inch liquid-cooled V-twin as found in the Challenger, as well as the same chassis and running gear. I don't think they're actually changing the bike. I think this is going to be similar to what happened with the Chieftain going to the Roadmaster, where they took an already existing bike and added just a couple of more touring-oriented amenities to it. Back to the Cycle World article, I want to talk a little bit about these paragraphs right here. The reason I'm pretty confident that it's going to be using the same body as the Challenger, the same fairing, the same tank, same fenders, wheels, is because of this right here. It has the same exact 65.7 inch wheelbase, and again, it's using that same V-twin. I do want to point out, just very quickly, and I'm not throwing any shade at anybody, but I don't know where Cycle World is getting their numbers, because 121 horsepower is 1 horsepower shy of what Indian claims on their website with the spec sheet, and the 131 pound-feet of torque is actually 5 pound-feet higher than what Indian claims on their website. So I don't know where they got this information. Maybe the guys at Cycle World have talked to the people over at Indian and this is what they're telling them. I will say these changes would make sense if it is a more touring-oriented motorcycle. It's going to have some additional weight, and what you need to get that weight moving is more torque. So maybe this 131 pound-feet number is more for the Pursuit than the Challenger. So it would make a little more sense for these numbers if that were the case. But then right here it says that they've got 103.1 horsepower to the tire on their dyno. So if they're using these numbers, maybe they're old numbers, I don't know. It does use the same tires with a 130/60/19 in the front and a 180/60/16 in the rear. So even though they have the same motor and most likely the same frame, chassis, fenders, gas tank, seat, maybe not the seat, because the Roadmaster has a better seat than the Chieftain. So the Pursuit should have a better seat than the Challenger, based on what we've seen in the past. And then the article goes on to say, so then what's different? It looks like the primary difference is the length increase that the Pursuit gets at 102.7 inches, which is up from 98.5 inches, which does match the overall length that Indian has stated on their specs on their official website. That's 4.2 inches longer. What Cycle World is speculating is that the additional 4.2 inches could only mean a longer tail, which would no doubt result in the addition of a top case, which would extend off the back of the bike once you have it mounted. So that makes sense. I'm going to talk about the windscreen next, and I kind of expected this because when Indian makes the Roadmaster, they provide a taller windscreen than what comes on the standard Chieftain because it's more touring oriented. It looks like it has the same 3.25 inches of travel, but the Pursuit windscreen itself will be taller starting out. And it looks like at their highest, the Challenger has a 56.25 inch height whenever it's all the way extended, and the Pursuit is going to be hovering right around 60 inches. And I think the biggest factor for this whole thing are the weight numbers. So the Challenger comes in with a wet weight of 831 pounds, and the Pursuit weighs in 917 pounds. That is 86 pounds difference compared to the specs on Indian's website right here. It does mention in the article that the bikes that they were testing may have had additional add-on packages, so maybe put an asterisk by that 917 pound number. And then just real quickly, I want to cover this part of the article. This is kind of unrelated to the Pursuit, but pertains to the Challenger, where Indian will be releasing an Elite version of it, which is going to be finished with most likely the Power Band Stage 4 audio that goes in the bags, just like the Chieftain Elite had, premium badging, premium finish, and premium, trim options. So I'm pretty excited to see that as well. Let me know your guys' thoughts on what you think the Indian Pursuit will end up looking like, or what kind of features it'll have. What do you think will be different about it compared to the Challenger aside from the hard specs? If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to my channel. I do various styles of content. This is a little bit different from my normal moto vlog style that I make, but I wanted to talk about this and give you guys something to think about and chew on while we wait to see this bike get debuted. To everyone that's already subscribed, I want to say thank you for helping me break 100 subscribers. I'm shooting for 500 by the end of the year, and I think I can do it as long as I stay consistent and keep uploading videos that you guys like to watch. If there's any kind of video that you want to see, put it down in the comments, let me know. And also, please let me know your thoughts on this video and what you think Indian will be coming out with whenever the Pursuit does eventually launch. Again, don't know if it'll be this month, don't know if it'll be next month, don't know if it'll be ever, but based on the speculation in the Indian motorcycle world right now, this is probably soon to be expected. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, so thanks, have a great day, and ride safe.